name is Justin Wills. I actually do multiple things involved in different industries. I've recently got involved in launching a franchise brand. However, I've been involved in franchising quite a while. I've been building a franchise brand to be almost pitch perfect, so to speak, for the last 4.5 years. What I've definitely found with anything is it's all about research. You can find just about anything you want to know on the internet, in a book, through a professional contact, to do absolutely anything. And I think that's key. First aspect with marketing is basically what we experience right now. It's a good lesson is, don't jump the gun if you're not ready. How people perceive your brand, or whatever you're trying to sell, the message must be so clear, to the point where it's like a knife cutting through skin. This is the precision you must try and achieve when delivering a message. People remember images. They remember things that are clear. They don't remember all the millions of things that don't matter. If you think back the few moments that you actually remember in your life, or maybe images that come to your head, they will be precise moments that either created an emotion, a feeling, or something that made sense to you, and that's why you remember it. If something doesn't mean something to you, or doesn't have a connection with you, you will simply scroll by. With this presentation today, exactly that. If my company, or any company I own, had a presentation like that, or a sale going out, and something went wrong last minute, it is far better to cancel it as the boss. You just put all the brakes on, and you say no. Because having a damaging effect on your brand, especially online now, where there are so many streams through online media, social media, the smallest thing can damage it. So you need to nurture it very, very precisely. One of the things I've brought into Studio Fitness, one of the companies I'm working on, is I've tried to come up with slogans which internally in the team generate understanding to the level of standard that I expect. We look at a company like Apple. I was reading recently one newspaper that Apple has achieved one of the most extreme financial situations ever known in the history of a private company. They have so much cash that they can buy Tesla and Netflix and still have plenty of cash left over without using any of their actual invested capital. Pure cash. An interesting fact about Apple, you might not know, is that in 1990, they almost went broke. That's only 27 years ago. Not a single dollar, nearly completely broke. And today, they nearly have more money than the US government. Actually, I think they do. They probably have more money than the US government. They are in such a strong financial position, yet they need. Yeah, sure. They're in such a strong financial position today that it's nearly unseen. Now, you're talking about every idea that's ever come out there, every top executive who's ever built a company. Apple are sitting right at the top there where they have so much money they don't know what to do with it. And I personally have friends that work for Apple in New York, and I can tell you it's one of the nicest companies to work for. Which leads back to the next fact. You start learning these things, you pick up. A key point of marketing is not only to deliver a precise message, but as a leader, you need to just deliver a precise message to the people who are giving that message out. Because you cannot be everywhere at once. So things you bring into your company are very important. So going off some of the examples of Apple, something that I bring in is I say, my company, or this company, or Studio Fitness for example, or Apple, one of the slogans I have is it is a company built like a weapon. Now, when your staff hear that, they start to understand more about the level that you expect from the work that comes out. Because ultimately, we are at war every day in the commercial industry. If you take a day off, you go to the beach, you spend time with your family. It's all very nice. I think you have to enjoy those things in life. But if you are ambitious, and your company is not where you want it to be, you need to also realize that every day you don't spend creating the brand, modifying it, evolving it, making it more commercially effective, is a day that the competitors might be working to get ahead of you. And that is the industry. I read a lot of Julius Caesar and old history like that because the best way to deliver clear messages and understanding is actually to simplify any system. In any business that you have, if you're finding a system, it's very hard to understand. It's very complex. You're finding there's a lot of mistakes being made all over the place. Then the problem is not with the staff. The problem is in the system. And ultimately, the problem is with you. Because if you want to lead a brand or build a company, you make the decisions that make things happen. So as a leader, as someone who creates, how you can create new pathways, new revenue streams, you need to understand the industry. And you need to put your innovation, your good ideas, and more importantly, understanding market trends, and you need to deliver that message. And if you cannot do it yourself, you have to make sure that your team know exactly how to do it on your behalf. With staff, you must motivate. This is all marketing because they are basically the front end of whatever brand or whatever company you sell. It's pointless me standing here now, giving you a pitch on any company that I own, saying how amazing it is, what customer experience you'll get, it's cutting edge. If actual experience by customers in-house is poor. So I have to ensure that not only am I very strict with how our staff interact, but I also nurture that relationship to the point where they're also motivated and happy to work for me. It's a fine line. And why I bring that up is it is marketing. Because this front-end type marketing, when you send an ad out in a newspaper or you post on Facebook or you use any social media chains or you have an event and you've got big banners up, that's what I like to call first catch marketing. It's first catch because, like when you go fishing, if you use the wrong bait for the wrong fish, you can sit there all day in a boat and you will catch nothing. Sharks don't eat tadpoles, frogs do. But sharks eat bigger fish, yellowfin. It's a simple example. That's why I say not only must you have a clear message, but you must be very clear about what you are trying to achieve. What fish are you trying to get? What in the market am I trying to get out of it? And so you must decide very clearly, what's my message, what am I getting across? Actually, what I try and do now is I have a checklist for everything. Before I can start a marketing presentation or a marketing strategy scheme, I decide what am I trying to achieve? Is my revenue low? Which part of revenue is low? Is it from this sector or that sector? That's the sector that needs, obviously, if it's one sector, not just, you can't look at marketing for overall company. Sometimes the best way is to look at the sectors of your company that are lacking, and they need marketing. Look at the analytics, decide where you're losing out. If you keep marketing your strengths, you might find your weaknesses become your downfall. So very often when I look at marketing brands, I always want to keep a consistent brand image. So you have a rolling effect of something which represents your brand. What is your slogan? What do we stand for? That needs to be very clear and consistent. You see that a lot with like Gucci and Armani and those brands, where they're not actually selling a handbag with their ad. They're selling more a lifestyle and a feeling about their brand, and that generates a status, and then people go and buy their bag. Where a lot of brands will say, buy this bag for $3.99, and you're motivated to buy that bag because it's a cheap price. That's why I say you've got to decide how you want to attack the market. But remember, whenever you discount something on a market scheme, you always suffer the effects of devaluing your product. Always. So when you go about your strategy, if you want to maintain a premium brand or a low-cost brand, you cannot get lost in transit. And a good example is in the airline industry. You have premium brands. Everyone knows the price per ticket is a lot higher, say on Cathay Pacific, British Airways, KLM, than it is on AirAsia, Tiger Airways, Lion Air. Everyone knows it. And you accept the fact. But why? They've managed to keep this brand image. Same airplanes, they buy from Airbus, they buy from Boeing, same airplanes. They maybe spend a bit more on their fit-out costs, I guess, definitely on their service. But ultimately, it's the same product from day one. How they've done is they've marketed themselves, firstly, as a premium brand. So you feel status when you walk on a Cathay Pacific flight. You maybe feel that you're slightly more in better hands because they obviously invest more and make better pilot training. And so as a result, you might be the kind of person who likes premium service, and you are in that demographic. And that's who you choose to fly with. However, the world is very diverse. There's billions of people in this world. So the best product is the product you can get to almost everyone. If you got your product to everyone in the world, and they spend half a dong, which is not very much as you know, half a dong on your product, you'd be one of the richest people in the world. It's that simple. So, when you come back to your product, you've got all these things you need to decide. If I market to the premium industry, I will automatically cut out some of those billions of people. You've got a lower second. However, you have the strength of having a direction in which way you want to market. Clarity is a huge strength in marketing. If you know exactly what your brand represents, what your demographic is, putting together any marketing strategy, any kind of Facebook ad, any kind of marketing material, flyer, it's very easy. Because you can understand one demographic, you know what they like, what bars they go to, what cars they like to drive, what destinations they like to go to, you can market at premium hotels. It's actually very easy to find that demographic. But you suffer the loss of half of the community. And then on another scale, there's actually a lot more people in this world that are middle class than there are obviously like super wealthy. And so I like to call, if you market nowadays the biggest demographic, highest spending per person, based on the average family income, is normally in that middle class to slightly upper class or ambitious district. Guys that are working in banks, guys that are lawyers and doctors, obviously A-grade students coming to university. That's a good demographic to be in. But marketing, when you decide on your message, precise. That's what I would say about marketing going straight in. The first message is, has to be precise. The second thing is, what stops you from looking at something? I mean, actually right now there's a bunch of marketing I can see behind here and behind here, but it's beautiful brands. But because it's marketing a lot of different brands, you guys all see it, it doesn't necessarily catch my eye. So what I'm saying about marketing there is that people actually stop to see your brand, to understand it, if there's something that is eye-catching. So when you put anything together, you need to have something that's captivating, something that stops people. If you look at the demographic of Facebook, they talk about, when you scroll through Facebook, obviously Facebook's a big thing in the West, huge. Actually to the point where it's not even worth marketing in magazines anymore. Where Facebook has become so big that people spend literally 99% of their lives on Facebook. It's ridiculous. They scroll, stop. They scroll, stop. What makes them stop? This is a huge study actually, huge study. Millions of hours go into this. And this is where Facebook get the advantage because they actually can pick up when they stop. And it picks up what you look at, like, first, five, and they get all those demographics in. But if you start thinking about, you can actually combat that by not knowing the exact demographic, but understanding human beings. You need to stand out in the crowd. As a brand, as an individual, it doesn't matter. If you are the sexiest girl in the world, extremely good looking, when you walk into a room, you will captivate any audience just by being there because of the image that you give off. If you are an extreme athlete and you win a running race, maybe like Usain Bolt in the Olympics, he will stand out because he's the fastest runner there. So what I would say with marketing, any brand, you need to stand out. If you are doing something that the guy next to you is doing, you are wasting your time. Because Steve Jobs actually said, there's another guy, Alan Zeman, who's the richest man in Hong Kong. You obviously know Hong Kong. He owns California Tower and vice versa. He said, and it's very true, you don't make money where people have been before. You can make money where people have been before, but you need to do something new in that industry. You have to disrupt the ordinary to capture someone when they scroll, when they look, entice someone. Oh, this is new. And it's not just new, you don't want a big bang where it's something new they try like, oh, you have to have a solid product. So what you market, that's my second point. What you market on the front end, you must ensure is actually happening in your brand, at your company, your actual product. If you are too focused on the front end, I mean, we can get Tom Cruise, or Brad Pitt, or Angelina Jolie, or Ronaldo to come to this presentation today. We can market it so well that he's going to fly his jet here, his whole football team, and he'll join this presentation. Say our marketing was so good we did that. We could do that. But then he walked in the door, and he realized that maybe there's more fun outside. Or he would try a bar that we got him to go to, or a restaurant that we own. We got him to fly all the way to Vietnam to come to one of these restaurants. Say we did that. I even met him in LA or San Francisco. I'm like, you got to come to this restaurant and sell everything, big presentations, billboards in New York. And he's like, you know what, I'm getting in my private jet today. I'm flying to Vietnam. I'm going to this restaurant, Joe's Cafe. Whatever the name is, doesn't matter. But we sold it to him. He comes to Joe's Cafe, and it's like this. There's a seat down like this, and you serve him some water, and you throw a straw, and you're like, oh, okay, there we go. And he's like, why did I fly all the way from the States for a bottle of water and a straw full? So what I'm saying is, marketing is very powerful. And you can spend a lot of money and a lot of time on it. But if your product doesn't represent what you market, you're wasting your time. So, to ensure that you market what your product is, in the fitness industry, which I'm getting into now because I have a lot of knowledge of the industry, and I've seen that there's a vast misunderstanding, misconception of what fitness actually is and what fitness should become. Is that a lot of brands market themselves as these hardcore fitness brands, carry on. But if you know anything about fitness, when you go in there, it's clearly not a hardcore fitness brand. It's a few kettlebells and a few small ropes, and you get an Olympic athlete in there, and he's going to laugh at this. Because what does he need? He needs a squat rack. He needs dumbbells. He needs heavy barbells where he can do athletic workouts to build athletic conditioning so he can achieve as an athlete. But that brand marketed themselves as a brand that can do that. Another thing you have to do is, in order to stand out, you have to decide on what in the industry you're going to hit. You don't get lost in transit. As I mentioned in the airline industry earlier, if you want to be a premium brand, be a premium brand and don't look back. Do not lose fear and see other brands, oh maybe it's not working out, and start cutting back to be lost in transit more towards this other demographic, and then you go back to sort of more like lower stream and like very cheap, and then you kind of maybe go back. The minute you start wish-washing, people don't know your brand for any particular reason. They don't understand it. They're like, what does this brand represent? You buy a Gucci handbag today, you know it represents elite handbags. You know that. You buy a Ferrari, you know what it represents. They don't do a sedan family version for a reason. Because you know when you buy a Ferrari, they keep the brand image. So, what I would say is, when you decide on what you're going to do, you must stay on track. Don't become a buffet. Buffets work for restaurants. They do. But they have a specific buffet that they do. If it's all kinds of food, sometimes that's a hotel, but the reason they're doing it is they're not a restaurant. They're not a restaurant, a hotel. They are a multicultural layover for all different cultures. So they have to have different foods and different cuisines. But a restaurant itself cannot have a buffet with millions of cuisines. This is like the menu's too big. I'll take 40 minutes to order and he doesn't know what to do. He loses concentration. You have to make choices simple. You have to be direct in what you do. You cannot get lost in transit. There's an article I read exactly that on the airline industry, where some airlines would still market themselves as premium, but they were kind of like cheaper finishes, less service. You don't get glass, you don't get metal cutlery in business anymore. And the business class left. They went to other airlines like British Airways and all sorts of Cathay Pacific, because the other airline, they realized that it was tough to compete in the premium industry. So they felt like they would save money by reducing the services rather than whilst retaining their marketing in a premium brand. But the customer notices. If you think they're an idiot, customers go and try brands all the day, and you think that they won't notice that things have gone down, of course they will. So, some of the message I believe in, and I think Apple is a representation of it, and so is Tesla. I don't know if you guys know much about Tesla, but in Hong Kong it's become a huge thing. The guy who owned Tesla, there was a story about Obviously, this is all in Economist magazines and hearsay. I haven't spoken to the owner directly, obviously, so the facts may differ. But from what I understand is Tesla, it also went broke. Just recently, not too long ago. Like Apple, on the ropes. And I understand that because when you're building the best product in the world, that's what your emphasis is. Like Apple trying to produce the best smartphones, the best technology out there. I mean, we have to understand, they're tablets that they produce, with all Samsung and Sony out there on next level. They are in electronics is a hugely competitive market. Yet they stand above all else and thrive. To the point where I think they can actually just take a whole year off. That's the way they're at. Even with Samsung, Panasonic, LG, that's where they're at. But in 1990 they went broke. So what I would say is if your brand is struggling, this is the message, you can do it all. It is make or break. It is make or break. I have to give you that. And these decisions you make every day. And hopefully by understanding the market, having a good understanding, and seeing the future, you have to be in the industry, you can prevent these types of catch-22 decisions. But you stick to your premium product. When Apple went broke in 1990, you imagine, they have no money, or very little, but yet they still built premium products. They didn't say, that's it, cheap iPhones, everything's cheap, we cut down our factory costs by half, we use cheaper materials, we don't invest in technology anymore, half the scientists or the guys, the nano technicians that are working on our phones, on our iPads, they didn't do that. They went to the line, the absolute line, and maintained a premium product. And then as a result, because it's the best product in the world, I use iPhone all the time. Everything's my TVs, Apple, everything's linked, it all syncs. It just makes it easy. It's intuitive. It's a very advanced system that makes it easy for the everyday customer. And that's also true. You need to make things easy. You don't want to make it complex. Even if a guy is intelligent, he doesn't spend more than 5 minutes reading your ad, because he doesn't care as much as you do about it. But he wants to get the message quickly, it must be intuitive. Nothing must ever be complex. If you come across something that requires a manual to do, unless it's an actual internal system, it's wrong. Your message must be clear from day one. Tesla as well came to the brink of extinction. It's one of the fanciest, coolest, next generation electric petrol cars out there. It is the future. Many say that it's been on the market for a long time, and there's suspicions that obviously the gas industries have been basically buying off electric car schematics, because obviously cars are huge consumers of fuel, and it will reduce the need or the demand for oil and fuel. And as a result, obviously there's a lot of people that stand to lose a lot of money in the oil industry, so to speak. However, from an environmental point, it's fantastic. So I'm putting behind a brand like Tesla. You know, stopping the environment, this global warming effect happening. I love a brand like that. And I think those types of brands are the ones where there's a bit of karma on their side. We need brands like that. Innovate. But the guy from Tesla took his last $1 million US dollars, and literally took that out of his personal bank account, put it on the line, and his staff was so motivated that he would put himself absolutely out. I don't know if you know, but I believe he's the same guy who did PayPal as well. And so everything he had, from making these big companies, he invested in Tesla. If you've been in a Tesla car, you'll know there's a lot of money that's gone into developing that because it is next generation. So it screens all over the place, it looks like a fighter jet inside. He took his last $1 million US and he put it in because he believed in it. And he was like, I'm all in. And everyone in his staff was super motivated, and as a result, Tesla today is a thriving brand. Well, you can't get enough of them in Hong Kong. They're everywhere. It's actually ridiculous. It's almost like a yellow cab in New York, there's so many in Hong Kong. The state of the matter is if you have a product, believe in it. I think with fitness as well, that's exactly what we're bringing in. You have to secure that. There's a lot of companies you go in there, they do so many classes, it looks awesome. You can do a Muay Thai class, you can do a yoga class, you can do a body pump class. It looks awesome from a point of view, but what are you actually selling? You're just selling complete fitness, nothing special, nothing dynamic, and you will not stand out in a crowd. So you have to deliver precise performance or a precise message, a precise product. Don't be a buffet. That's my opinion of marketing, because it's very hard to market a buffet. You're marketing to so many people. Rather find a brand that everyone wants. Everyone wants a Ferrari, right? Everyone wants a Ferrari. Everyone loves Tesla, everyone loves Apple products. But yet they retain a clear message. And this is the tricky mathematical dynamic that you have to deal with. By finding a product that everyone wants, and has the same clear message, you don't have to be that, I don't want to say beggar, but almost beggar style, where you start, if we come to us, we also do this, or come to us because we also do that. you want to be like, we do this. And they ultimately come because everyone wants to do what you're selling or what you're doing. This is what you want to try and achieve. I was reading the comments the other day, and I'll go into the fitness industry a bit because that's the industry I understand quite a bit of. And very interesting enough, and this not just the fitness industry, but the health and wellness industry as a whole. I know you guys are listening from Hong Kong. Well, I'm from South Africa originally. My parents from the UK. My grandfather was an eye surgeon in the army, in the British Army, and as a result, I was born in South Africa. But being in Hong Kong, obviously it's a big capital for stocks and shares, and there's a big finance capital. ICC, IFC there, huge amount of financial flows. A lot of my business connections, they all work in that industry. And if you know anything about investment bankers, you firstly understand why some of them find it very hard, because it's not really a product. You're kind of just watching these tertiary things make money, either they make money or they don't make money. You don't really interact socially, you don't have a product. You don't like interacting with people every day. It is quite hardcore. You're basically playing with a computer all day. And it's high stress because you're trying to just predict the future and see what happens. However, that's how you make money. Huge amounts. Some of the biggest billionaires I know, the richest guys in the world, have made money through stocks and shares. But also some of the poorest guys have lost everything they had before in it as well. And that's the difference. You can bet on stocks and shares, but because you don't actually own a product, you risk losing anything in any moment. Whereas if you invest in a product, you might not make millions on day one, but if you build something solid, it will continue to have momentum and have stature which you can sell one day. And that's what I say about building a company versus going into stocks and shares. You've got to decide. You obviously need shares as well, but a product has value. Every day it will add up to something. Whereas stocks and shares, you have to stay on top of the industry, you have to move around. You don't have a product, you have to use to predict the industry. How do they combine? But this is my philosophy on things when it comes to fitness, but saying you need the exact same knowledge for both. Because you need to decide what industry today is growing, what industry is capped, and what industry is moving down. You never invest, no investor will invest in a share that's continually going down. They might watch it very closely till it's a low point and buy at a low point because actual net capital worth, like an airline, so to speak, its actual jets, its building is actually worth $9 a share, so to speak. So even if they went flat broke, they would sell all the assets and they would cover $9 a share. So that's a good time to buy it. However, in today, that Economist article said that about 20 years ago, 10 years ago, even so, there's a transition of what is self-wealth. How do we determine self-wealth? What does it mean? Because ultimately, that's what people buy into. They buy into what brings them enjoyment, what creates some emotion, and what gives them some status, some feeling of success in their life, or self-wealth as a whole. Now back in the day, you could rock up at a nightclub in a Ferrari with your wife with a nice Gucci handbag, wearing these glitter shoes with diamonds all over them, and you walk outside, and that was considered you have self-wealth. Oh, look at this person, I've made it. Didn't matter if they smoked, poor health, that was super cool. The days when you saw those movies with like Patrick Swayze and that, you know, sitting by the car, having a cigarette, you know, boom, that was cool. That was self-wealth back in the day. Assets. Assets gave you self-wealth. What is a great trend, and what I love to see coming out, and it was actually in amongst the markets and that in The Economist, was that is all changing. And it's changing mathematically, not just by perception. Based on numbers, what consumers spend money on, what people buy every day. Those kind of high-end goods are still spent. But there's been a massive trend in the expansion of fitness, health, and wellness. So healthy options are food outlets, higher quality grocery stores, and then obviously fitness industry as a whole. Yoga, massive amount of expansion all over the world now. People do fitness camps all over Vietnam. I know in Hong Kong there's fitness camps and welfare spaces. That's a new business today. Some guys spend more money on their top executives, more money on their personal trainer on a month than they do on their installments for their sports car. That's how much people value health and wellness now. Because the whole community has decided that if you see someone walking down the street, you see in San Francisco all the time, with a nice set of yoga pants. She's going to she's walking down the lane there, nice yoga pants, little gym top, trainers, walking down with her dog. People look and they respect that. And they respect her for it. She looks good, she's in good shape, she has self-wealth. Whereas on the other side of the road, there might be someone just come to a nightclub in her glittery shoes, like just been smoking, doesn't look good, not healthy, but has all the goods, right, all the assets. So that was the old school. Market trends prove that self-wealth is now in the fitness and the wealth industry. When I'm talking about fitness, it's not things like fast food outlets, unhealthy options, buying top-end goods over fitness is no longer. We are moving into a health-conscious society. The East is a lot slower than the West to catch on to the trend. Not that it's a negative thing, I think it's quite good, because at the end of the day, sometimes a slower choice is a better choice, to a point. However, with a company, you need to be decisive. Obviously, you need to be very decisive, slow choice, and you die. But in that is why I'm getting into the fitness industry. Because first of all, I feel good about it. When I sell a product to someone, I don't feel bad about it. Because I know that selling fitness to someone, making him healthier, making him look better, it's the nicest marketing. It's real marketing. It's genuine marketing. If a guy buys a sports car for a year, spends all his money, and then goes broke at the end of it, the guy who sold him a sports car, probably knowing maybe his business wasn't top end, he said, oh, you'll feel better if you buy this car, was actually just trying to make that sale. But a guy who sells him $100,000 gym membership, makes him train every day, even if his company went broke, he would have self-wealth. He would have his physique, he'd have his health, and he'd be able to do more with that. Fitness and wealth is an investment. And that's why in this industry, understanding the market trends and where it's going, to me it's like a stock that's going up. This is where people are spending their money now. That's where it's gone. Health and wellness. They're going away from like tertiary, I'm not saying they don't still spend on top-end goods. I'm just saying that health and wellness, healthy options is a big part of a market trend in the fitness industry. So how do you market this in a franchise system? Well, franchising is a very unique system, and I actually chose it as the dynamic of opening multiple gyms at a huge investment because franchising allows you, as the person who owns the brand, to be actively at the front end of marketing and making it better. You're not held down by the mundane tasks of having rentals paid, re-signing leases, dealing with staff MPFs. You free yourself of that. And you deal with what is really actually important. Making your brand competitive above all else. New products, being innovative, moving with the industry. Although you have to stick to a clear message and you have to pick a dynamic, you also have to be adaptable. When it comes to marketing, before I take any questions, the slides I actually did one time today. Actually, I was launching a brand here and I was involved in New York 2 days before. So I literally made this slide when I walked in the door. And because I started 15 minutes early, I couldn't put my exact hit points that I wanted down on this slide. So what I did, I decided it's better to just have one slide. And it's a clear message. And I will discuss it myself. Even though it'd be better for me to have all the slides there, it's still better for me to do this way than have slides that aren't finished. Anyway, marketing and franchise system, marketing in general. You need to stand out. You need to be different. You need to have a clear message. You need to motivate your staff because they represent you every day. And you need to understand the market that you're in. If you lose touch with an industry, you are swimming in the Pacific Ocean 200 miles out with sharks. Because as you know, everyone who comes out of university is ambitious. It's in our blood. Maybe not every person, but the amount of people coming out of universities, the top executive knowledge, they've actually learned, if you went to university like me a couple of years ago, what they're learning today is probably exceeds what I learned. Their knowledge is a high level. However, they don't have the life skills and obviously the actual knowledge of running a business or being interacting in society. So you do have that advantage. But what you have to assume is that you are actually at war every day as a business owner. That's the advantage of being a staff member or employee, is when you get your time up, time off, it's up to your boss to make sure that everything's running and everything's going smooth. And you can take a break. You just get paid a salary, it's all good. And you can perform for it. But if you own your own company, you're trying to build a brand, you have to assume that you're at war every day. So you take 15 minutes off, that's 15 minutes you couldn't do something. You have to time balance. So you're different, you make an impact, and you balance your time. You do not, when you build a new brand and marketing industry, you cannot afford to get left behind. Don't follow what everyone else is doing. If you follow what someone else is doing, there's no point. You have to innovate, carve your own path, and stand out. Because people remember that one advert that someone remembers is far more valuable than a million flyers that everyone forgets. Because he'll tell someone, and the best marketing you get is person to person. Because that's a true, unbiased opinion. Someone who experiences your brand or product or says something about it, speaks highly of it. People know consumer to consumer, that's an unbiased opinion. So I always think of that. And lastly, the most clear thing you can do is have the courage to believe in what you set out to do. In business today, when you make decisions, the hardest thing is actually making a decision. Sometimes the safest thing to do is just to make a decision. Right or wrong. Because if you have a democracy, such a democracy where you can't make a decision, this whole thing's evolving. People actually sometimes even lose faith in your ability to make a decision. And the world keeps turning. And your decision actually might not even make a difference. So the last point with marketing, once you stand out, you've got to motivate your staff, you understand the industry, is when you're faced with these decisions, where do I market? How do I market? How do I maintain this marketing system? Because that's what it is, maintain. You have to maintain everything you do. You can't smash in and smash out. All the best brands today, they continually market. Continually. Even though everyone knows an Apple product, you'll go down Queens Road, Central, Hong Kong, Big Road, see a huge Apple iPhone sign. Because Apple understand that even though everyone knows Apple, and actually everyone's got it in their hand, they don't even need to market it. They understand that they can't afford to get lazy. They must still maintain their marketing. So you must have this maintenance in that. In order to maintain that, you need to make decisions every day. This is where you're going to market. This is the industry you're going to hit. This is our new price point. These are the dynamic images we're going to use. We need to change our website. We need to do this. We need to stay with the times. Because a great product 5 years ago is no longer a great product now. If you think about when the first iPhone 4 or whatever came out, it's like a fourth one, next generation. I actually had the privilege of seeing one the other day. My little sister still had one and she was playing video games on it. And then I looked at this thing and I was like, God, that's embarrassing. It looks like something you build a house with. It looks so outdated. Yet that was only maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So what I'm saying is, when you've got something that works, and you hit the industry and you're successful, your product, your branding, it's happening. Do not get lazy. You need to stay with the trend and continue this maintenance of system. That's where a good team comes in, because we all bleed out. We all need time to go and like just watch rubbish TV and chill out and have our own time and recover. That's why the team that you recruit, if you're a bigger company where you got a CEO, COO, and a CFO, and probably a general manager, that core team, you guys need to have each other's back. The dynamic is massive. I actually say that dynamic, everyone is doing everything. We all have direct roles, but your core team to be successful so that you can get recovery time, because it's very important. Usain Bolt is the fastest 100-meter athlete in the world. But if he ran 100 of those 100-meter races, row after row after row after row, I get my 80-year-old grandmother, and she beat him on the 101 and on the 101st time he ran it. Because he's bled out, he's done. He's the best in the world, but he can't maintain that. So, when you are feeling bleed out, recruit people that can do what you do, that understand your message, that can have your back when you're down, and you can come back, hit hard when you're ready to go. So team is very important to maintain a system. So thanks very much for listening to this talk on franchising, or basically marketing the franchise system. It's a very interesting industry. Hope you guys got something from that, the message there. Obviously the key points I went over to stand out. You want to disrupt the ordinary. You want to maintain a system. You have to have a good team in order you can rely on when you want downtime so you can come back hard, recover. You want to motivate them. And you want to understand the industry and predict it. invest on an upgoing trend, never invest in a downgoing trend. And marketing, sometimes it's good to look where your weak parts of the company are rather than your strong points. Don't always market your strong points. Because like Achilles, he was a great Greek soldier. You guys probably know the story of Troy. Achilles, one of the greatest gods known to man back in the day. Men feared him, they thought he was loved by the gods so much that he was invincible. Men followed him to battle. The story of the beach of Troy, where him and his 50 men, he called the Myrmidons, hit the beach of Troy against hundreds. 50 men, about 15 minutes before the whole Greek army came in. And his men followed him fiercely because they believed the gods were behind him. So he's saying that even Achilles, at the end, he was shot and killed when he had his guard down. So the point of the message here is, doesn't matter how strong you actually are, we all have weaknesses. And so you also have to pay attention to, don't get lost in what I'm strong at. You must reflect and see, where am I weak? And close those gaps. Guys, that's all I have to say for you today on marketing the franchise system. I hope you guys got some messages across. I wanted to focus more on the industry, on the fitness industry as well, but obviously a clear message of where to hit and how to see the industry. Obviously, a lot is my perspective. It's based on a lot of knowledge, a lot of fact, a lot of reading, a lot of understanding. But that's the situation we're in today. If someone's going to tell you how to do something, you follow him, he's going to make money, not you. So you need to be ahead of the game, understand the industry, innovate yourself, and take your company to the next level. On your steam, on your ideas. And have the courage to follow your ideas. If you go broke, so what? There's some guys, I know going on now, but there's another guy in Hong Kong, he owns Costello Concepts. He now has 90 restaurants. He also has like 20 or 30 in Vietnam. This guy Wayne, he's got a few restaurants on the same road, and we opened up one of our Studio Fitnesses. And he went broke 5 or 6 years ago. He started his restaurant chain and went broke. And he came back 3 years later, and now he has 90 restaurants. And he sat down, he said, "No, what's wrong?" The key thing was, I understood what I did wrong, the system was wrong. The system was wrong, the food monitoring wasn't there. There wasn't a direct system in place. Anyway, he learned from his mistakes. He came back, he wasn't held down by his failure. He learned from it. And he turned it into a strength. And that's marketing. You learn from your failures and turn them into strengths. Thank you guys. I'll take any questions if you want. That's all I have to say today.